So where? Come on. There we go. Watashi is I. Anata is you. And them or they. Karera. You really don't use that very much. I could do it every year, Master. Let me know. Yeah, hop in my suitcase. That'll be great. Oh, Master, yeah, please do join again. I'd love to see you. Karera, yeah. I feel like I don't use karera that much, but don't really tell stories too often in Japanese, so that's probably why. One thing that's important, I'm going to put a reference down here, I think. One thing when I'm teaching Japanese that I like everyone to keep in mind is the polite dial. Ba-doo-ba-doo. I need a personal assistant. Kawaii ne. Yeah, you could say that. Karera wa kawaii ne. So in the polite dial we have casual, we've got normal, and we've got polite. I'm gonna say uber polite. Okay, so anata is very, very casual. The more polite, the more normal way, if you want to say you but normal, you just say their name. Like if you're just being on a normal, like barely met someone stranger level, you just say their name. Okay, I hope you remember all that because I'm deleting it now. I'm gonna leave the polite dial because I'm positive. Yeah, so Jones wa kawaii desu ne. Jones wa kawaii desu ne. Is how you would say that. So you have the name, you have the particle wa, which marks the subject. Very important. We love wa. We'll put a little heart by wa because we use it all the time. Kawaii is an adjective. And then to make it polite, you add des. And then ne is just emphatical. Jones wa. And in fact, you could even say Jones-san. Jones-san wa kawaii desu ne. I'm going to be doing most everything in Romaji just to keep it simple for whoever is on what level. There might be cases like this where I forget to do that. But for the most part, I'm going to try and keep it in Romaji. So you can say Jones-san or Jones-chan. Jones-chan wa, that's pretty cute. Jones-chan wa kawaii desu ne. Ah, adorable. Well, today is great because we're going to be learning some basic phrases. This is this is like very basic sentence structure. One thing I'll say to keep in mind with Japanese is try and forget English. Take English, shove it out of your head, not applicable. So san is a name ender, so I'm going to use Smith as a good name. So Smith, san, which is like Mr. or Mrs. Ooh, I don't know how to use this tablet. Can you tell? Oh, the music's still playing, isn't it? I'm gonna turn it off. Cool. Unless you like with the music better, I don't care either way, so let me know. But, yeah, it really does. Smith-san, that's polite. That's normal level down here of politeness. Hey, Jessie Quill, what's going on? The ADD demons at bay. With or without the music. So san is like Mr. or Mrs. And this is just, what you add onto names. Pretty much all the time you're going to add something onto the end of a name. With. Okay, I'll turn it back on then. Because it should be pretty chill music. Let me just make sure that my audio is... Because it seems like, I don't know. Is it overcoming my voice? Overwhelming? I'm just going to turn it down a bit. Like to there. Okay. I get worried about these things. I watch the VOD and I'm like, why did no one tell me the audio was horrible? So, yeah. So, back down here. So, if you were to say Smith-chan, that is feminine casual. So you would call like your female friends and below Chan. I've forgotten everything. No, it's good. You know, this is a good refresher. Smith-kun is masculine casual. So these two are both on the casual end of the polite dial down here. Okay, now if you wanted to do the uber polite, that's where Smith-sama comes in. This is honorific. So you'll hear all of those in anime, pretty much. Maybe I should color code some of these things a little bit better, but oh well. Delete. Okay. So, pretty much when considering the polite dial for most general lessons, it's just going to be right in that normal level. It's not going to be anything crazier than that. Unless I mentioned so. Anime can be harder to understand because most of the time you'll learn in normal because that's what you'll want to speak in because most of the people you'll be meeting you will not know, you'll be strangers. But anime often speaks in casual because they do know each other and they're all friends. And Japanese is essentially like 3 different languages. Woohoo! I love that. Okay, so we're gonna learn basic talking to one another, okay? How are you? Huh? Sorry if my handwriting's horrible. Holy cow. Genki desu ka? Say it with me. Genki desu ka? Genki desu ka? The literal translation of genki desu ka is, are you healthy? But that's how you say how are you in Japanese. Genki desu ka? Hey Jules, how's it going? To say I'm fine is pretty easy. You just have to remember most of the sentence. Genki desu. Des is easy to remember because it is basically a period in the sentence. So you'll pretty much hear des in any situation. And ka acts as a question mark at the end of a sentence. Now, what if you are not well? I hate those days. Then it's going to be genki de wa arimasen. Oh. I mean, good to know. We all need to have a method when we are not feeling great. My hair looks super cute right now, and I'm really happy about it, but it's hot as balls up here, and I kind of want to tie it back. Oh, but it looks cute. Oh, the struggle. The struggle. The big old struggle. Hey, Zernasari Topso. Bri. That's what I'm aiming for. How's it going? Genki desu ka? Genki desu yo. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yes, so arimasen is like the negative. Specifically the masen. And once again, this is very like normal polite level. There are other ways to say this exact same thing, but we're going with this for now, okay? Now, if you wanted to say I'm very well, I'm very good, you would say genki. Sumimasen. Say tottemo genki desu. Now, if you wanted to kick this whole thing up a notch, yeah, you missed Nani. Don't worry, we'll have lessons every week, and we'll get to back to Nani eventually. Self-care. If you want to kick it up to uber polite, you can add o genki desu ka in front of that. Okay, now the difference between like arimasu, arimasen, those are all things we'll cover when we're talking more about grammaticals. These are more basic conversation. You land in the middle of Japan, what do you say next type of deals. Okay, o genki desu ka? I expect all of you to greet me like this. Always. Genki desu yo. Okay, sugi wa. Now something you might hear someone ask you if you totemo if you land in the middle of Japan is, do you understand? And you will most likely want to reply with I don't understand. Comes in very handy when speaking Japanese. So we got a question mark here. We remember the question mark is ka. And one thing to keep in mind, Japanese usually cuts out a lot of filler words that English uses. So now all we really need to know is the verb for understand, which is wakaru. Then we just have to conjugate it. Easy. Wa ka ri mas ka. You'll get there. Wakarimasu ka? Do you understand? And same thing, you just have to know. Hey Squid, I am teaching Japanese. Nihongo 知りたいでしょうか？私はすごく上手ですから、そういう上手さをちょっと教えたかったでしょうね。Really slow. See, you're doing great, Finish. But something really memorize this, honestly. I am going to be saving them in VODs. I have the first one saved. I'd like to upload them to YouTube as well and put them all in a playlist. I'd like to be consistent at doing this instead of being an idiot. But this is only the second one so far. Wakarimasen. Wakarimasen. You're allowed to say it with me. Wakarimasen. And see if you think my Japanese is comprehensible. I mean, maybe. You can send me a tweet. Or Instagram. I need more Instagram followers. Wakarimasen. すごく使いやすいよ. Wakarimasen is just such a good word for everyone to use. Highly recommend. Boink, boink, boink. But what if you do understand? In this case, hi. Yeah. Okay, these are both important. So we got yes and we've got no. So in this case, you could say, いいえ、わかりません. いいえ、わかりません. But if I do understand, good for you, very proud of you. Then you could say, はい。わかります. And in future lessons, I will go over how to conjugate things. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Don't quote me on that. はい、わかります. I understand. わかりません. I do not understand. はい、わかります. Yeah, I do understand. What if you just understand just a little bit, huh? I understand. Whoop, we did it again. Wow, no, 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 no. Stop. A little bit. I think I could probably. I don't. I know how to use this tablet. I do. このタブレットを使う方法絶対わかります. No. So Sue. Otherwise Sue. Sue is usually pronounced Sue, except at the end of sentences like here. Then wakarimasu. Then the U sound kind of drops off. Wakarimasu. Same with des. And pretty much all positive verbs will end in su, so it'll always drop off. Wakarimasu. Genki desu. Soyu koto, just like that. However, that is not always the case. To make things more polite in Japanese, to get more towards the uber polite, maybe even a little bit in the middle of those two, one thing to do is to elongate the sentence. So the longer the sentence, generally the more polite it is. So if you can make your verbs longer, your sounds longer. So one thing you'll hear, not very often, but I do this when I'm speaking Japanese myself, is they will pronounce the su in things like wakarimasu, hai, o genki desu, like that. But generally it's just desmasu. Okay, does that make sense? So not always pronounced that way, but at the end of sentences generally is pronounced that way. Good question. Like, yeah. For my job, I work for a finance company speaking Japanese, like to customers. And so you have to be very polite, and so I will often elongate my deses into desus. So if you understand a little, you're going to use the word skoshi. Oh, also on that note, if you ask a Japanese person, they will say they always pronounce the su. They will say, yeah, des. You can hear the u. You can't. They're lying. They're lying to themselves. All of them are lying to themselves. Skoshi. Skoshi. Skoshi wakarimasu? I don't know if it's helpful to go over the Japanese vowel sounds. There are only 5 of them, so that makes it pretty easy. There's no tones. There's nothing crazy like that. I like to say, this took a dark turn. I like to say that Japanese and Chinese are equal amounts of difficult, just for opposite reasons. Japanese is easy to pronounce, Chinese is not. I'm learning a little bit of Chinese, but I'm not good at it. Putonghua buhao. Yeah, like that. Not very good. But skoshi. Skoshi wakarimasu. If you do want me to go over the vowel sounds, I'm happy to, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, next we're gonna learn 2 new vocabulary words. Nihongo, eigo. This is Japanese. I'm gonna run out of room. This is English. Hey Sitha, what's going on? In other language, to more casual, the drop endings. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's a great point. Thanks so much for pointing it out. I'm just like saying that you do say the ooh is not helpful for people who are learning Japanese. I totally could have gotten new followers and I wouldn't even know. This is 27 minutes late. GL Gamer GL, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but thank you so much for the follow. Too late to say hello. It's too late. I said it's too late to say hello. It's too late. Okay. Skoshi wakarimasu. So, we're going to go with, do you understand Japanese? This is one reason why I say throw your English knowledge out the window. Throw it out. Because they're opposites. They're polar opposites. So this will be a good example of that. Do you, to the window, understand Japanese? So we understand how to say understand. We understand do you is a question, so we're going to add ka. This is going to be wakaru. And this is going to be Nihongo. And we're also going to use a particle. Ooh, particles. Particles are very important parts of Japanese sentences. They say, this is this thing, or that is that thing. But if I were going to say it, I wouldn't use a particle. I have like a reference that I'm using to help me keep my thoughts together. And the reference uses a particle, but you know what? Fuck the particle. We don't need it. Screw it. Throw it out. Throw it out. Where is my mouse? Here it is. Nihongo wakarimasu ka? Nihongo wakarimasu ka? That's how I would expect to hear it. Nihongo wakarimasu ka? You could say Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka, but I don't think people really. Just like in English, okay, I told you to throw your English out the window. Take it back just a tiny bit. Bring it back in. Majuka? Nihongo wakarimasu ka? Just like in English, how we like to shove words together, like do not into don't. Usually if you can shorten things in normal, casual speech, that's the best way to go. We're not learning business Japanese because Keigo's the worst. It's the worst, chat. He's back! Woohoo! In the same vein, do you understand English? Which is going to be eigo. Just like Lego my ego. Lego my ego. They sound very similar. So ego, eigo. Just like eigo. Yeah, eigo. This is the English part and this is language. Nihon is Japan. Go is language. Eigo wakarimasu ka? And in these two cases, you would say, Hai, wakarimasu. So you could probably expect someone to ask you, Nihongo wakarimasu ka? And you'll be like, Iie, wakarimasen. And then you'll be like, Eigo wakarimasu ka? And then they'll be like, Skoshi. Well, they'll probably be like, just a little. Okay, how are we feeling? Feeling pretty good. Now we're going to move on to our please and thank yous. After a brief word from our messages. Do you ever wish that you were a message? Well, now you can be by sponsoring this stream. How do you sponsor this stream? There's lots of ways. You can donate to the bits. The bitty bits, bit, or you could become a subber, just like with Subway, eat subs. On an anime tag on Twitch, I'm just trying to, It's okay, Total Banter, I just barely started doing this, but I'm here for you. Every Sunday, if you have any questions, feel free, send me a whisper, hit up my Discord. Yeah, there's an anime tag. I figured it'd be fitting. I'm not anime, but this is Japanese, so we're rolling with it. That's why I've done. Who else? What kind of? I mean, you're not wrong. What other kind of things are in the anime tag? I know I'm also using the education tag. I've checked out the education tag myself just to see if I would be okay to use it. And it seems pretty good. It's sweaty. I'm fine. It's not hot at all. I don't know what you're talking about. So, we're gonna talk about the word please next. Please, okay? In English, very useful word. You're going to Sapporo. いいな。すごく羨ましいね。札幌に行きたいわ。大丈夫？楽しそうね。Okay, so we're going to talk about the word please. Learning Japanese for my exchange, but recaps are always good. そして質問があったらぜひ言ってください。私は完全ではないけど、いろんな経験があるなので、ぜひよろしくお願いします。そして聞くのは大切ですね。日本語を言うとわかりますか？トトルバンタさん。Tireless months. 我慢してるね。Okay, so the word please, very nice. We love to say the word please because we are polite humans. We ain't no bitches. Okay? So I feel like a lot of people know kudasai. But in order to use kudasai, you have to have a verb. Kudasai is asking someone to please do something. If you're wanting to say please by itself, there's another way. And this is a good one. But I still need work. Okay, I'm sticking around for a bit. Yeah, yoroshiku ne. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu is a great way to say please. You can still use it with a verb if you want, but be smiley. Hello! Tell them to come be my friend. I need more friends. Where are you located? Come to my house. That's weird. Don't actually come to my house. I swear all my friends are on the Twitter. I'm just gonna slowly... Okay, on my way. Good. Hugs and cookies, yes! And I'm just gonna add all the things, apparently. Okay, cool. So, onegai shimasu. Great way to say please. You can use it with a verb if you want, but you don't have to. An example sentence. How about, do you want cookies? Cookies were just mentioned. Okay, finish. I mean, we're gonna be reading the book after. Okay, I'll try and be extra entertaining just for the rest of the VOD. Just for you though, finish. What am I doing? Okay. Do you want cookies? Cookies? 欲しいですか? And then you could say, はい。はい。お願いします. As opposed to having to say, ありがとう、ジョン様。いえ、なんでもない。大丈夫だよ。おやすみなさい。それはすごく変な声してる。So yeah, instead of saying like, yes, please bring them to me. Like, oh, はい、持ってきてください. You can just say, はい、お願いします. If you want to crank down the polite level back down to casual, you can just say, お願い. Just shorten it. Shorten it right up. お願い. But you can say it with other things as well. So that's good. よくできたね。すごく上手でしょ? So here are some more examples that could be very useful, especially for you, Total Banter. If you're ever in Japan speaking with someone in Japanese and you're not quite catching up with them, onagai shimasu is a great way to request things. The actual translation of it is, I humbly request a favor, basically. So, I'm gonna put this one over here. One more time, please. Mou ichido onagai shimasu. Onagai shimasu in itself is a pretty polite. If there's an elongated above, it just means you make the sentence, the vowel go longer. Mou ichido onagai shimasu. Then we also have slowly, please. Yukkuri. Whoop, I can spell. Yukkuri de onagai shimasu. Yukkuri onagai shimasu. So if they're talking too fast, sumimasen, which we learned last time. Sumimasen, mo chotto yukkuri onagai shimasu. That's the more advanced sentence. Yukkuri. So it's yukkuri. If you're actually doing it in hiragana, like that. Yukkuri onegai shimasu. And then another simple way you can use it is when asking for an item. Menu, please. Which, this is when our old friend Katakana comes in to save the day. Menu. Onegai shimasu. Okay, onegai shimasu. Great phrase. Another version of please besides kudasai, which I want to talk more about when I talk more about verbs and verb conjugating, is dozo. Now, dozo is great. Dozo, you'll hear. Dozo. Dozo. Dozo pretty much in every context means go ahead. So you're stuck in a door with someone, you're wanting to go through, they're wanting to go through, you want to say go ahead, go through, you say dozo. Or another situation, you are hosting dinner, everyone's waiting to eat, and you just say tabete dozo. Dozo, very handy. You'll hear it all the time. Pretty much go ahead, pretty much in all contexts. It can be like please, but it's kind of like here you go, go ahead. I always think of it as go ahead in my head. There are things like that where when you kind of get a good translation for it, it pretty much applies to all situations, because there are lots of things that do have multiple ways to use it. Another example of this is the verb dasu. Whoop, I clicked it again. Stop clicking it, Tegan. Bad. Dasu. Dasu means a ton of things. You can use it in tons of ways. But the thing that really covers all of the ways you use it is to bust it out. Woo! It's a little bit of a silly way to translate it, but it fits for pretty much every way. One thing you'll see here a lot, and one thing you might want to say a lot, give yourself a little extra time, is gonna be chotto matte kudasai. There's that kudasai again. Chotto matte kudasai. Please wait a moment. Very handy. Chotto matte. Let me go a little bit over. Chotto is a little bit like skoshi, but different. Mate is wait, conjugated. And then kudasai is that please that we mentioned before. That's a beautiful arrow. So perfecto. Okay, so that's pretty much a lot of the pleases. Definitely go over that more in the future. The last things I want to go over for today No, that's right. That's just a more casual way to do it. So looking back down here at our casual dial, chotto matte, I assume you mean it as chotto matte yo, or like chotto matte yo. But that shortened version is just a more casual way to say it. If you say chotto matte, the kudasai is assumed, because everyone says it, right? So yeah, not wrong, just more casual. Oh, I'm regretting not bringing water. Whoa. Go hydrate. No. Must finish lesson. Can't interrupt. It's okay, I'm pretty close to being done with the lesson. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some questions for asking. And some important general, important general phrases that go along with it as well. I'm in the wrong thing. So we have what, which has been memed to hell and back, nani. Nani. Or in a question, nani gets shortened to nan desu ka? Though you can say nani desu ka too if you want. So we have also kore, sore, and are. Which is this, that, and that over there. So these are all distance based. So if I have a pen, you would say, kore wa nan desu ka? Oh no, not again. No, not again. Not again. Don't hit the button. The button lies. No! Not the button! Stop, stop. Stop in the name of love. Thanks for joining, Sithel. Hopefully I'll see you again. Bye-bye. I'm waving with this pen because I hate myself, apparently. Stop. Sheesh. It's fine. It's fine. Kore wa nan desu ka? Wow, my handwriting is slowly getting worse. And then you can just say, if you have a pen, then I might ask you, sore wa nan desu ka? Or, if there's something in the sky. Oh, and Sithel, thanks so much for the follow! Daisuki da yo! If there's something in the sky, you may say, are wa nan desu ka? Because it's all the way over there, very far. We'll go over this more in the future. These are just basic introductions to these concepts. And other good things would be non-ji desu ka? Which means, what time is it? And if you want to say a dad joke in Japanese, then you will respond, Oyaji desu. This here, I mean, it's the equivalent of like, what time is it time for you to buy a watch? Of that joke in Japanese. So that's for you, Total Banter. You can use that when someone asks you what time is it. You can totally say Oyaji desu. They'll be 100% impressed. They'll probably give you like a dad joke laugh. These types of jokes are called Oyaji gagu, which is basically dad joke in Japanese. Good things to know. Hey! Karma Tarane. Konnichiwa. How is it going? And then the next question we'll go over today. In fact, let's go ahead and delete all of these. Oh yeah, 100%. The joke makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. The joke comes in the fact that they both end with the sound G. But it makes no logical sense. A lot of Japanese jokes are like that. Where like the reason it's funny is because of the sound. I can read some Japanese. I can read all hiragana and katakana. My kanji's rough, but I'm working on it. Other useful phrase. I really want you to try it and I want to report. I had, like, literally, it happened to me. I asked a random man at the train station what time it was, and Oyaji desu was his response. And I was with a Japanese friend of mine at the time, and she was like, she facepalmed so hard. It was like, why? It was hilarious, and I think you would really make people laugh, and they would be really impressed. Okay, so next, these are just useful phrases again today. So I'm going to go through these next ones pretty quickly, and then I'm going to go into more detail in the future. Kanji is not too bad once you get the hang of it. It is difficult though. There's a lot to memorize. I've memorized a bit, I'm probably at 200, 300 characters, but I still struggle a lot. Next is where. Oop. Where. So, it's gonna be Doko desu ka? And of course, the most useful phrase, and you can pretty much say anything before this, so like place wa doko desu ka? So if you're looking for a train station, you need to, and you're like, oh, where is the Kichijoji train station? Say, ah, Kichijoji eki wa doko desu ka? But more importantly, toire, did I spell that right? I did not. Toire wa doko desu ka? I pretty much can. I just have to look up some words. Toire wa doko desu ka? Toire being toilet. Very important. When I did Japanese in high school, I learned nothing, first of all. But I did learn toire wa doko desu ka? And toire itte mo ii desu ka? Which I did not understand the grammatical context of that sentence until several years later, and my mind was blown. Toire wa doko desu ka? Very, very helpful. Other useful sentences. I don't know why I'm yawning. Here I am. Yanni bunny. That was the second thing I learned. It's helpful. It's helpful. No one wants to be in a foreign place and not know how to ask where the bathroom is. I mean, I can even... Donde está el baño? That's probably the only Spanish I know. The best place for tonkatsu? Tonkatsu is sugoku oishii. Oh, tonkatsu ga daisuki. Ikura desu ka? I feel like this lesson goes really fast. Like I'm going through a lot of things very quickly. How much is it? And this is like very vague. Ikura desu ka? So you could like point and be like, ah, ikura desu ka? But you could also, just like the others, put in your thing here. Thing wa ikura desu ka? So, apple wa ikura desu ka? Takai sugiru da yo. Don't follow my example. That was technically not a grammatically incorrect sentence. I should have said Takai sugiru yo. There we go. That's better. Fixed it. Next. Why? Naze desu ka? Naze. That's so you can act like an obnoxious child. Naze. The main thing about learning why. Okay, there's a lot of ways to say why, so I'm just gonna list them all here. The real question is, why learn the word why when you're first learning Japanese or any language, right? You ask why, you're not gonna understand the explanation. Anyways, naze, doshite is another way to say naze, and so is nande. Lots of ways to say why. Okay. Last thing, and then I'm going to go over some basic things, and then I'm going to take a break and set up for reading. I do want to do a plug for myself really quick, because I know a lot of you are here for Japanese, which is fine. I'm very happy about it. I am You're delightful. You're such a cutie. I appreciate you. You're great. Just gonna plug what I'm doing afterwards. It's okay. It takes lots of time, Opti. I'm still learning. I'm 100% still learning, and I would say I've been semi-fluent in Japanese for about 5 years now. That's insane to think about. I lived in Japan from 2013 to 2015, and I'd say by the end of 2014 is when I was really feeling more fluent. But, oh my gosh. Anyways, quick plug for myself before I finish off the lesson and take a break and switch stream subjects. I will be reading The Heart of the Hawk, which is a 90s romance novel. I have all of my props. I am going to do even better this time. It's going to be even more entertaining than last time. It's going to be complete with synopsises, and it's going to be so good. And I would love for you to join me so I don't feel like an idiot doing it all by myself in my office. So yeah, quick plug onto our last little bits here. Total Banter, thank you so much for that follow. Oh my gosh. I act out the book. I have like some glasses and hats and all sorts of things. And I'm adding in a thing where if you donate 100 bits or $1, we will spin a wheel. You can choose a character, and I will change whatever the wheel lands on, the prop that character uses to that new thing, just to add an extra element of chaos. It'll be very exciting. The last important phrase to remember today, and a really good one, like all of these have been really good, top 10 good sentences to learn, is going to be Dai Jobu desu ka? Kind of similar to Genki desu ka? And this is really fast too, Opti. This is not like a grammar lesson. This is like, here are a bunch of sentences. I will be going more deep grammatically in the future, so I do hope that you will stick around for that. Okay, not today though. Daijoubu desu ka? This is are you okay? Okay is such a good word. Daijoubu. Hi, daijoubu desu. Daijoubu desu. Yes. I'm okay. Or if you're like, oh, it's okay, like, oh, sumimasen, daijoubu da yo, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. Daijoubu. I actually have the word daijoubu on the back of my car. Fun facts that you did not care about. Other quick things to finish off. Good things to keep in mind as we begin to learn Japanese. And this is kind of a recap. In fact, let's frame it like that. A recap from today, some really important things that we went over that will, even more important than all of the important sentences we learned together as a family. I don't do it every stream. I do play regular games. Right now I'm playing Bloodborne, though I may take a break and start playing Yakuza, because I actually want to play Yakuza. Heiki. Yeah, I'll spell Heiki for you. Heikyo? Yeah. Heikyu, I guess it would be similar to, okay, I would say like, oh yeah, I would translate it as, oh yeah, I'm cool, it's chill. Like, literally. それはHeiki. Yeah. So I've been playing Bloodborne. I'm reading and doing Japanese lessons specifically every Sunday, unless I am out of town, which happens. And yeah, otherwise it's just regular games, usually in the afternoon, early afternoon. 2 thumbs up? I don't know if I get 2 thumbs up. Here are the important things that we will definitely be repeating in other lessons. Number 1 lesson, throwaway English. Throw it away. Out the window. See this window? Throw it out there. English and Japanese. Right now it is Mountain Standard Time, so it's 5:17 p.m. Oh, Katatame, thank you so much for the follow. Karma Trane. I'm just gonna call you Karma. Easy. Throw English. English and Japanese are 100% opposite from each other, and keeping that in mind will keep you more sane. Number 2, particles are king. We didn't really touch too much on particles, but it's something we will absolutely go over in the future. Particles we mentioned today are mostly wa and occasionally ga. These two are basically the same, but we'll talk about the difference in the future. They make sentences. They do. They all have different functions, different meanings. Etc., etc., etc. And something else that we touched on that will definitely be important for future conjugation lessons are going to be mas, des, positive. Ah, yes, so lively. Well, lucky for you, Total Banter, I do usually, when I usually stream, I stream Karma Train. Oh, I see. I usually stream from 1 o'clock my time, which should be 8 p.m. England time. I did want to do my Japanese lesson early enough, like starting at 4 my time, which I believe is 11 your time, so that people from both the US and perhaps Europe could catch it if they were up late enough. So yeah. But I am usually up. I work Japanese business hours, so I'm up at weird times. So always feel free to join me. Masen. Okay, and then masen, dewa, arimasen are negatives, and these are also things that we will touch on in the future. Just as a reminder, these are going to be things like Hai, genki desu. Iie, genki de wa arimasen. Hai, wakarimasu. Iie, wakarimasen. Things like that. I think those are probably the 3 most important takeaways from today's lesson. If you do have any more questions, please feel free to ask me. I don't work for a Japanese company. I would love to. I will not tell you how many Nintendo jobs I applied for out of college and got none of them or any interview ever. That's fine. I'm not bitter. No, I work for an American company who, long story short, if people call in having problems with their accounts who live in Japan, I take the call. We don't really have that many Japanese participants out there, so there's like 2 or 3 of us on the entire team for the entire company. But yeah, if you know of any Japanese companies hiring, zehi oshiete kudasai. Okay.